Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. If you're with me live or you're not, just watching later on. I got my rock ray build going on here, and got some Supercross on TV, my other absolute favorite sport in the whole world. So, thanks for joining me here. I will try not to be too distracted. Probably put the thing together backwards now that I'm distracted by TV. Going to be trying to do this for this whole build here. I'd like to do it live. So if this is your first time tuning in, expect another session tomorrow, probably around 2 hours at the most. Feel free to comment. Eating an orange. Chassis time. So, just to recap here, right now I'm on the D bag. Here's the front end of the truck. This was the first thing that they made you build in the kit. Pretty neat. Kind of like Traxxas slash shafts here. Cool scale details on there. Now, talking to some people on the Facebook group for the Losi, Baja Ray, and Rock Ray. Of course, there's a lot of people recommending that we replace some of these parts right off the bat. They're saying they're going to break, but I'm going to give stock a chance, I think, before I go sinking money into new parts. I know that the replacement housing here that you can get is $50. So, man, you're going to triple the cost of your kit with all those aluminum hop-ups. Hopefully it holds together. If anybody's out there has built one of these and you have a tip, please leave it, either live or afterward. I need all the help I can get. I'm willing to listen to anybody. Alright, here's the second part of the build that you do. This is basically, I believe this is the B bag. It's the back end of the truck. Trailing arms and your axle. So that's done. The rear diff in this truck is locked. The center diff and the front are not. I put in diff fluid, which is different from the factory setting. The factory just wants you to use some of their clear grease. But I think the diff's going to be better. Here's the C bag, I believe, which is the transmission and the motor, which is pretty neat design. The motor actually is attached to the plate. There's numbers on the inside of the plate that correspond to the tooth count you have on your pinion, and that will give you the right mesh inside the transmission. And it's really nice. And this actually comes right out of the bottom of the car. When you want to work on it, basically you're just lifting it out of it. So you can mess with the motor, change it easily without taking the body off, which in this truck actually is a multiple screw operation. Like I said, I'm watching Supercross too, so if anyone else is out there, it's on FS1, my other favorite sport in the whole world. Okay, so we also built the back end. This is like the rear bulkhead of the truck. You can see the battery trap door here opens and closes and locks. It's supposed to lock all the way. And then the battery is going to sit right in here inside the chassis. that. So, let's crack on here. That goes right there. This little guy here. Shorty screw. There it is. Right now, the 250 main event is on in Supercross, which is the smaller bike class. You guys watch Supercross, let me know. Alright, so this all mounts up here. Looks like we get a nut back here. The nut goes right in to its home right there. Not a bad idea sometimes to actually super glue some of these nuts into the chassis. If something was to back out, you know you're not going to lose the nut, especially on nuts on a car that actually hang upside down. So if it's on the bottom of the chassis or if it's a piece of plastic, by gluing it in there, it makes it easier to install and actually will never come out. Hopefully you don't strip it and you don't need to take it out, which is pretty rare. Another nut there, another nut right here. Alright, let's see here. Okay, so these hang off the back. That. Make sure you get the right side. So the nuts on this go inside. Means that's that. It's supposed to look something like that. There we go. It's kind of funky.
Challenging. That's when he comes alive. He's been just so smooth and consistent here tonight. He's celebrating a little bit. Oh yeah. Make sure it's not too soon. Get through this whip pad here. And there's a new points leader in the 250 West Championship. His name is Aaron Plessinger as he wins round 2 here in Houston. And Sexton, with a great run to third, makes the podium along with Joey Savage.
Nice.
And a pumped up Aaron Plessinger will make his way to the podium. We'll chat with him when we come back to Energy Stadium. The ball at Bowser is probably the most
What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Feel free to comment.
It's very important to a lot of people. To be brutally honest with you, I want to win all ball 1,000.
At Taco Bell, the dollar gets you access to more.
All right.
Like the new $1 stacker with lavish layers of seasoned beef and melty cheese. But how can all these layers only cost $1? Something's not stacking up. Is the $1 stacker reserved for a secret society or just anyone with $1? The answer is yes.
Hey, I'm thinking of switching my car insurance. Who do you have? I really have to call Mika. If you ask around, pretty soon you'll learn there are auto insurance customers and then there are Amica.
Okay.
Do some research.
Starting to come together now, right?
This is it. I'm calling Amica for a quote.
Good rate?
Good everything. We make it easy to
This
save
thing's
money.
kind of
We
funky.
have a long list of
See if
auto
I can show you guys
insurance. Get your free quote
in
now.
here. If anyone has any experience building one of these, let me know. There's like a, I guess you can, this is to keep your battery laying lengthwise in there, this little piece. But it seems like it would get in the way if you wanted to run a bigger battery. Am I right? Might be able to fit a 4S battery in here.
You keep on eating, we'll keep it coming. All you need peppers and tenders at Applebee's. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
Go. Jesus. There we go. Clicking it into place, lining it up. Two more screws to go in here. Get into a couple of these guys. Gotta be.
Next Saturday, Monster Energy Supercross returns to Anaheim where the Two-Wheel Warriors wage war in the dirt. The gate drops next Saturday, 10 Eastern on FS1. Well, we have a winner on the top step of the podium, Jenny, and he's got some pretty good rhythm off the bike, too.
Well, Aaron, I have to say, seeing those moves from you was impressive. It's always nice to see a happy Aaron. Third career win, a new points leader tonight. And last week we talked a lot about getting caught up in A1 and the excitement. Today you came out, you rode hard, you got the lead, how'd you do it?
You know, qualifying went pretty good. I think I was third, and you know, didn't feel good in the heat race. I just got off to a kind of a bad start, and then just kind of really screwed stuff out in the main. Got off to an even worse start, and yeah, just pushed and pushed. And the guy said, if you don't make a miracle here, you got to do something on the track. And I definitely did something on the track, and I got to give it up to the whole Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha team.
All right, starting to come together.
They're behind me 100%.
Chassis here. Fix my lighting.
My whole family back at home, all the fans in Texas, everybody back home watching.
I wish I had a better workspace. This kind of sucks. I don't have good lighting. I'd love to have a cool studio to film, but I know I've been saying that since I started my channel, but
All right, well, congratulations. We'd like to
easier
see some
said
more
than
dancing.
done,
Thank you.
right?
Bye, Aaron.
All right, so time to mount up the transmission in there.
To the podium ends up 7.
It's all coming together now.
He's a little bit loose, and then look back here in 10th, Justin Hill, the reigning champion, once again. Come back down to Jenny.
Well, I was just talking to Joy briefly here, and I said, I can see it in your face. Maybe you're not going to love the way that one ended, but what you were starting to tell me was you'll take it. So tell me a little bit more about how you'd evaluate the night. Obviously, it started out with you in the lead. Where do you go from here?
No, it's good. Obviously, we always want to win, but I think if there's one thing I learned last year, some nights you just those long legs. I'm a little jealous. He gets around this a little bit easier than I do, but you know, I remember last year Toronto, we were second, and I was doing this quad that I didn't need to be doing, and I ended up crashing and going from second to 3. weekend, second this weekend. Could have very easily been on the ground out there trying to push. So, unfortunately, I hate to sound like this, but you know, I'm ready to go in. You're not going to win every time you go out. So, if tonight was second,
All right, transmission's in.
and keep moving forward.
Looks like I'm missing one more screw.
You will cause some works for me, but you know, I'm hungry and
Is that it? Yep, that's it.
the fire is fueled. Trust me. So we're hungry and we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, and you know, I'm blessed to do what I do. I couldn't do it without the Monster Energy Pro Circuit. Bell helmets, Scott goggles, I am specialized.
There it is. Transmission mounted. Starting to fly together now. Haven't got to out of the D bag yet. Oh, that joke never gets old.
Try that, thank you.
Okay, well, the frustrating part is he finished second for the 5th time in his last 8 starts when back to last year, and he led the last 4 of those races, but has been unable to finish with the victory.
Here, looks like, okay. I guess some of the steering components mount to that. Plastic. This should be aluminum, I think. As I said earlier in the video, if anybody has any tips to building this or what they'd recommend for aftermarket, I'd love to know.
Not to make us all feel old, but this guy was born in 1999. You're the youngest Supercross guy.
All right, here is
After an 8th place finish last week. What can we expect to see
the motor plate.
this season, and how important was it to get to the podium?
It's really more of a motor tray, I guess. All right, let's get this in the right orientation here. Okay, pretty straightforward.
To a bright future. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
The Monster Energy Supercross returns to Houston.
This looks different than the picture. Am I going crazy? I think I might be. This looks different from that. It's gotta go. Oh! It's upside down. That explains it all.
They see adversity. More pieces than you can count. They see reasons why not.
He's got a long road ahead of him.
They don't see what he sees. All new Chicago Fleet Fox, designed by Ken Roxon. See the possibilities.
Adjusts on both sides to your ideal coverage. Your speed number setting.
There it is.
And snoring?
Just my light a little bit here.
Don't do that. It's the lowest prices of the season on the cool C4 mattress with adjustable comfort on both sides.
All right, that's easy enough.
Save $400.
Looks like there's a bit of foam here for under the motor.
For a store near you.
David, you have one of the worst cavities I've ever seen.
Okay. Have a good day. Well, I'm not a dentist. I'm a dental monitor.
Just gotta make sure you get it in the right orientation here. Feel like that's good.
Where are you going?
Why monitor a problem if you don't fix it? That's why free credit monitoring isn't enough to protect you. At LifeLock, we not only listen to identity threats. If you have a problem, we'll work to fix it with our $1 million protection package.
Do a little test fit.
Free using promo code dentist.
There we go. You can see how that plate sits right in the bottom of the chassis. You can pull your motor out at will. That's awesome. Nice design.
How do they avoid trips to the post office? Stamps.com. Mail letters, ship packages, all the services of the post office right on your computer. Get a 4-week trial plus $100 in extras, including postage and a digital scale. Go to stamps.com/TV and never go to the post office again.
Bowling.
Can I help you?
It seems a little long, no?
I trained you.
Oh,
We share a
all
lot.
good.
He gets 2 name your price tools.
It's 2? I literally coined the phrase we give you coverage options based on your budget. It's me.
Jamie! You're back from
Okay.
Italy! Mwah! Mwah! Ciao, Bella.
Nope. I think I put this on backwards. Is that possible? Yeah, of course it's possible. Doesn't look backwards. I can't see how it would go any other way.
Earlier tonight, Ken Roxon was greeted to a rousing
Okay.
ovation here at opening ceremonies in Houston.
We're gonna go ahead anyway.
In Anaheim, the Team Honda HRC star rider hit a
This
return
little
racing
nut slips right in here.
devastating crash at round 3 in 2017. Our Fox cameras
There you
were
go.
there to follow Ken as we give you an exclusive look at his night at the season opener.
Bunch more screws. Couple nuts going in. Slide it in here.
I was in a really dark place at one point, and being back in the light and racing there, that's more than I could ever ask for.
The 450 mains coming up in Supercross.
It's just so much traction. So I suggest to go a little lower. You lose your momentum in the middle, and then the rear start dancing. Move section, side to side, yeah. Solid right now, six, yeah. Not bad. Get Rawson comes back
Might
in.
pull out the needle nose here. There we go. Never mind. Clean up my mess. Okay. So, looks like we're about to mount everything up here. Not super clear. I think this has to go further forward. Looks to me like this is a dust trap or something like that. Oh yeah, rip it apart, even better. It's alright, I've got other stuff I can use here. Carefully peel this off. All right.
I have to be happy about myself. Thank you for watching too, and yeah, hopefully get some more exciting racing.
What a night it was for Ken Roxon. You can see Ken in action at these upcoming events. We're headed back to Anaheim. We're going to Angel Stadium, and the first of the
Seems a little short,
the
huh?
Triple Crown next week live on FS1, Anaheim, Atlanta, and Minneapolis. It's going to be fun. See it all unfold for the first time in history as you take a look at our editorial upcoming schedule. Well, Ken Roxon.
That's gonna get him started. There we go, that's one. Get our motor plate in line. Looks like I could go a little further on the clutch on my drill. A little bit tighter.
Why aren't you using this guy? It makes your Wi-Fi awesomely fast. No, still no. Now we're talking. It gets you Wi-Fi here, here, and here.
I'm thinking this thing needs a chassis slider, you know. I'd like to keep this kind of clean, and you know, if you know anything metal, when it hits a rock or something, it can be grabby. So what you want is something that's plastic, and not just any plastic, kind of the same type of plastic they make the components out of, because it's hard, but it's not that hard that it will grab. It's also slippery, but not too slippery. Fine line. Alright, there you have it, guys. There's the motor mounted up inside the chassis. Alright, and the next bag is the E-bag, which is a steering. I have an extra screw sitting there. What did I forget? I don't see anything on the bottom. Oh, is that it? Yeah, there it is. Extra parts are not good. Also pretty neat, this kit came with a whole bag of extra parts, which is cool. I've never built a kit that has that. I think, again, I haven't been doing this that long, but it's nice that they give you some extra pieces for not only when you're building it, or also when you break it, when you're actually using it.
Like traffic, crime, natural hazards, and more. You can find the right house and the right neighborhood for you. Trulia, the house is only half of it.
Okay. Bag E. Baggy.
Fight here tonight. Well, we'll have to see who ends up with the points lead after this 450 main. Let's get a pre-race report brought to you by Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game of
Yeah, I'm seeing I see center axle in there. Our center drive shaft. Well, I should say center rear, because this looks like it's probably the one that goes from the transmission to the rear axle. Empty him out. Alright guys, 450 main event just started in Supercross. Everyone's being real quiet tonight. This is something else you get with the kit that you don't get with the RTR. Adjustable turnbuckles. Very nice. For racing, that matters because you're really trying to dial in your setup, right? So that's awesome. Okay. EB. There's our center shaft. Okay, so the center one is a metal dog bone style. And that's going to go here. What, you can't hear the Supercross or my voice?
Making the move around Pike to take over third. So put the Husqvarna rider just in front of the Suzuki. Oh, Anderson, I thought he was going to sail that thing.
Supercross!
Seeley's part of this group right here, too. And Jeff Seeley has been quick all night on his Team Honda HRC number 14. He gets around Pike. And now that puts Seeley into fourth.
He was pretty aggressive in that heat race. He had great speed. He was fifth on the first lap. So then shaking around, looking down. See, everybody said about that turn, a lot of guys use the outside right now through there.
Marcia strong off that last jump. Here he comes. Marshall had 3 laps last week on his way to a third.
All right, so good.
He's trying to get back to the front here. Boy, Roxon looks good.
Yeah. Taking a look at the lap times last time around, Marcia had the quickest with a 54.7. He's trying to stay low through that rhythm section and double through there.
Daniel, we talk so much about the flow of these riders. That's how you can really tell when a rider is at his peak. Do you feel like what you're seeing here tonight gives you the indication that Roxon has his flow back?
I definitely think he does. I mean, it's hard for him. He's been off of racing for so long, and in Anaheim, he definitely looked fast in sections and laps, but we never really got to see him run to his full potential. He was always in the middle of a battle, but tonight he just looks different. He looks like he got one out of the way, and he's back to being him, and that's great. But hey, guys, there's some history between these two. Back in 2012 in the 250 class, Justin Barcia's going on a perfect season. He won every race. He goes down after a lapper gets in his way, and Ken Roxon is the beneficiary. Gets the win, ruins his perfect season. So these two, a little bit of history in this building.
Now that Roxon leading his first lap since San Diego back in 2017. He led 37 laps in the first 2 races before that big crash. The second round in Anaheim.
I think this should be aluminum too. Definitely. Be nice to have an aluminum steering linkage on this truck. I see an upgrade in the future.
One main groove that everyone's been using. Justin has found a way to carry some speed on the right-hand side. Watch what he does here. Let's see if he sticks with it, if he goes back to the main line. Okay, stay to the right there a little bit. Now Roxon picked it up. Oh, Marcia's almost off the track now, but
He's lost 0.6 of a second to it, Jeff. And now it's 1.2, the gap between Marcia and Roxon.
I don't know. I have one Red Cat. The Rock Slide. They seem like decent cars for the money, but you absolutely get what you pay for with this stuff. So I think if you have a budget and you want to have a lot of fun with an RC car that's not a toy, then Red Cat is good. And it looks like they're getting better. But in my experience from my Red Cat that I own, it there are lots of things that make it cheap, right? So what makes it cheap? Cheaper plastic, cheap screws, the little things that make a good car good and not break when you use it. So I don't have experience with that Volcano. It looks like a cool car, and I bet it's probably fun. But they're, you know, like I said, you get what you pay for with anything in life. So.
Through that sand turn there, they are really flying, and Barsha with a beautiful run through that corner.
Look at how they're coming down through that rhythm section. Quad right there, but then you got a really steep second to last jump there, and just pops you up.
Servo Saver Spring.
Jeff, you heard Jenny talking about all the positive things in Justin Barsha's life that seem to be improving his riding. How about his riding style? Do you see him doing something different there?
He's just riding with so much more confidence right now than the last couple of years when he was struggling. This is the type of riding that led him to two 250 regional Supercross championships, and he's won some main events also, but he kind of lost his mojo. It's great to see Justin Barsha find it.
What we haven't seen yet is a complete Bam Bam aggression where he would really lean on other riders and show that rear wheel and a big whip as they would come over and triple jump and somebody run alongside. We might see that here tonight, though.
He's got a lot of pressure, though. Anderson, certainly after the second last week, definitely seems to be the heir apparent here. Next guy in line, but he's been really patient also, waiting for the race to come to him, as they say.
Barsha on that Mosh Energy Niche Factory Yamaha team. And right behind him, the number 21. Here's Jason Anderson on his Rockstar Energy Husqvarna, their factory racing effort. And at the front of the field, Ken Roxon on the Team Honda HRC bike. There he is. All three factory efforts battling for the glory and prestige that comes with being on the top step of the podium.
Top of our Servo Saver.
Then 12.5 minutes and one lap to decide it here tonight.
Seems like eternity right now. Last week it seemed like the countdown clock just...
Question is, how tight do you make the Servo Saver? It doesn't tell you that. Usually they give you a measurement. The tighter you make it, the tighter the steering will be. The looser you make it, the kind of the more give it has, so that you don't mess up your servo. So you got to find that balance of being tight enough to give you good steering under torque, but not so tight that you end up hurting your stuff. And I'm gonna guess that the top of it has a lip. It is a nylock nut, so you just screw it to the bottom. That's got to be what it is here.
Seattle, 4 years, 8 months, and 24 days ago. This is Barsha's 47th start since
There we
his
go.
last win.
No, nope, it's adjustable. That's all the way tight. I don't think I want it all the way tight. Maybe I do. I don't know. I'm gonna back it off a little bit. There we go. A little more. There we go.
The big thing now is not making a mistake. As tricky as this track is, Jeff, even when you're having a smooth run out front, as we've seen throughout the course of the night, this track can reach up, bite you, and pull you down to the ground hard. There's a mistake by Barsha and Anderson.
Like Ken Roxon's in the lead. Barsha's second. Oh, Anderson gets second place. Personally, I'm rooting for Anderson in Supercross. I like him a lot.
Ken Roxon and Barsha trying to hang on to another podium, and he's got a lot of company here by Cole Seeley, who's having a great ride tonight, just hanging back there and forth, cooking off the laps.
Look at those ruts through that blue section. Seeley just about follows Barsha step for step through, and this time through. And the battle for third continues. Yamaha versus Honda here tonight in Houston, and the
through here.
I'm looking for a couple screws.
Wasn't quite close enough, but oh, look what happens.
Changes up the rhythm, doesn't it? And Marcia takes him high. Sealy
Washer.
comes back down. And Bam Bam rushes up against the top blocks. And suddenly, he's off the podium.
Yeah, for Justin. Right now, he needs to keep his composure.
This looks like the servo horn, the stock one that you get, plastic.
Here's Malcolm
Like I said in my other video, we're using a nice aluminum one made for the Losi Rock Ray and Baja Ray.
12th right now.
Vince Freezy of Smart Time Motor Concepts. Right 55 hot and just in front of him.
And talking to the team manager,
I know it looks like a mess, but it's all under control.
he is riding for. Jeremy Albrecht said to me earlier today, there's no rush now for Vogel to hurry back since they've got Malcolm signed up to the JGR Auto Trader Yoshimura Suzuki factory racing effort. So we're going to see Malcolm for at least another round of work.
There's one.
It's hard to step on a different bike and just join the championship like this, but Malcolm's a great talent, had that 250 championship.
There's two. You can tell this special little screw here. No threads on the top. Easy to tell.
Malcolm trying to catch Vince Freezy.
The washers.
55. Sinclair Toyota moment up for race.
Well, Marcia here trying to get to the inside of Sealy in the sand. Oh, he gets way sideways.
I'm going to put a little drop of oil on the bushing.
Wheels, though. But look what's happening here, Ralph.
Roxon leading, but Anderson is on him. Anderson's on a streak of 5 straight podiums going back to last year. He wants the top step of the podium tonight.
Last time around, Anderson was a 54.2, Roxon at 55.8. Anderson just all of a sudden started taking some huge chunks of time out. And remember, that special that we had on Kid Roxon when we followed him last week, right? Remember what the comment that he said after the main event? He said, my right arm got so tight because his left arm, of course, is a little bit weaker. It's not 100%, so he has to use a lot of strength from his right arm. And I bet that right arm is getting tight right now.
We saw Oscar Bergman trying to encourage his rider Roxon. Here comes Anderson. And Anderson flies the Husqvarna into the lead here in Houston. Jason Anderson's last win was a season finale last year in Las Vegas. He's going for career victory number 4 here tonight.
He's been strong, really patient too, just biding his time. Let's see, just if Ken Roxon wants to, try to get back in the lead, or if he's going to play it smart right now.
Daniel, how about the lap traffic out there tonight?
Well, Jason Anderson's going to be the first guy to get to it. I mean, they're already starting to get into a little, but you got to remember, on a hard-packed track.
All right, so here's our kind of part of our completed steering assembly. Servo saver there. Turn the page. Look, just fell out.
Navigate through these guys when they don't know where he's going to go, and that's going to be very difficult for the lap riders as well, because they want to get out of the way, but you just don't know where to go, and sometimes they put themselves in the wrong position, and with these two difficult whoop sections, you got to keep an eye on that.
Jeff, in talking, drop back here, watch Brayton on the number 10. He's in 6th behind Pike on the number 34 Suzuki, who holds down 5th right now.
Steering wheel.
To go.
Last week, Brayton was 7th. Mike had the top 5. Was 5th.
Mike finished 5th last week in Anaheim.
They're looking for 910. There's a M3 by 14.
That would be a great start.
Good little tool just to make sure you're not using the wrong screw. Yep.
JGR team has. Oh, and you look at Brayton right there. A little bit costly mistake. This is that triple going to drop back a little bit.
Here's the battle for 3rd. Marcia not done yet. Trying to get back up to the rear wheel of Old Sealing. In less than 5 minutes in a lap to get it done.
He's still conceding, though. He's been strong all day.
whisker seems a little short to me.
Two riders there on the podium. Well, this is the side of Seeley's only career 450 victory. Would have been back in 450, right? That was real good for you. Anderson on the right. Yeah, he's just out front cruising right now. He's got about a 3-second lead over Roxon. That was April of 2015. Yep. Look at those ruts through there, Jeff. Look at those rear wheels trying to line up through there as the power gets pushed to the ground.
They try to carry the front wheel high in spots and then drop it down in there and just, you can really carry a lot of speed through there, but if you miss that line a little bit, it can be disastrous for you.
Adam and Tignap on the 7 deuce deuce running in 21st.
I thought we were going to have both of them.
Oh boy. Barsha gets by Seeley.
Bam Bam's back. That was a really aggressive move by Barsha, and it's tricky too because Barsha cut across all those ruts, and you're at a really bad angle. It's dangerous even for the rider making the pass, but Barsha determined to grab another podium. See, watch what happens right here. I mean, Barsha just gets a drive through there. See the bike jumping around?
And Seeley looked over his shoulder like he knew the door could be open there. And just so you know, those two right now, 3rd and 4th in the championship. Barsha and Seeley. So every point at stake here with each of these positions. Very costly. Anderson could take over the points lead here tonight.
Well, and if he can wrap this thing up, the folks over at Rockstar Husqvarna are going to be extremely happy, obviously, but this is a new machine that they have. It's called the Rockstar Edition FC450. And,
Back to our chassis.
They've only had this bike for a little over a month to prepare on. So it's a special edition.
Grant battling with Martin. That's over 9th. Grant in the green on the 33. Martin right there on the Geico on.
That's a great feature on Josh Grant.
Sure was.
Kids, go to the dentist.
A little bit more on the story of the 6. Here's Daniel.
I like what I've seen out of Jeremy Martin so far. We got to remember, he's going to be racing the East Coast Division, the 250. He wanted to ride this 450 just to get warmed up and kind of get comfortable. And he's had a rough go in Supercross over the past couple of years, so I think this is going to benefit him a lot. Just to come into a season, you know, fully in the flow, fully in the zone, and hey, battling with Josh Grant, getting that top 10. That doesn't hurt your confidence either, and I think he wants to make a run of that championship and give Zach Osborne everything he can handle. And right now, he's looking like a guy who's really got things figured out.
Plan was to run the first 3 races on the 450. He was 11th last week at Anaheim, 10th here right now. Boy, he's going to need all the confidence he can get to go down with Zach Osborne. What a year he had.
Oh, yeah.
There's Chad Reed. Got a glimpse of him. Reed coming back. He's
Here you
running
can
in
see the steering rack move in
This
action.
will be his 222nd
Nice.
50 main event, chasing down the record.
Well, it looks like I installed one of these turnbuckles backwards. You always want the line on one side or the car or the other. So that when you adjust it, it's all the same. Let's give that a quick flip.
He should even put any weight on that ankle. Yet, here he is racing Supercross here tonight. The determination of that man is just incredible. There he is, the Australian.
Admittedly, not coming in as prepared as he'd like to be. His ankle worked on a couple months ago. Surgery and new bike and new team and self-funded organization again.
Here's Anderson, who Jeff told me earlier today, I really started to feel like a seasoned veteran going into his 4th season in the 450 categories. I just don't panic over things the way I used to. I feel comfortable in my environment and where I am in my program, and that's why I feel like I'm ready to win this championship.
Well, he did great here tonight. He was patient, he was strong, just clicking off his laps like he does so well. You gotta wonder, what could have been with Tomac and Muscat, but right now Anderson has been able in these first two races.
Won the season finale last year in Las Vegas. That was his last victory. Here he comes now. His first win of 2018.
Nice, my boy won. Jason Anderson.
Takes the victory on the Rockstar Husqvarna.
Sweet.
And the points lead with it.
Happy for that guy.
Ken Roxon takes another step in his program as he puts himself up on the podium for the first time this year with a well-earned second place. And how about Bam Bam?
Yeah, steering close.
Porsche still very much alive in this thing as he finds himself finishing third and puts himself third in the championship standings.
Wow, what a race. Pretty impressive rides.
What a twist to the championship story tonight.
Just the whole thing.
For Jason Anderson, his fourth career win, his 51st start, and the second time in his career.
A little bit of Loctite.
He'll carry the red number plate as he heads back to Anaheim next week. We'll be back to hear from El Hombre right after this.
The Vol 1000 is probably the most grueling day of racing you can get yourself involved in.
You have to be on your game, you have to be focused, and you're going to need to want it really, really bad, and then you're going to need a little bit of luck.
It's very important to a lot of people. To be brutally honest with you, I want to win all Vol 1000s.
When you hear Domino's, you think pizza. But we're more than that. We're mouth-watering bread twists, oven-baked sandwiches, pastas, chicken, and pizza. Just $5.99 each when you order 2 or more. We didn't stop at pizza, and you don't have to either.
Liberty Mutual saved us almost $800 when we switched our auto and home insurance.
With Liberty, we could afford a real babysitter instead of your brother. Oh, that's my robe.
Is it? You can save $782 when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hi, Neil. What are you doing outside?
Just looking at houses. What do you think of this one?
We gotta.
Mom, we've been saving for years.
Look at this.
I like that.
Right? Oh, and you can have your own bathroom in this one.
You got her attention.
Oh, Neil, you worked hard for this life.
No, Mom. You did.
You're not just looking for a house. You're looking for a place for your life to happen. Zillow.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're the dog people. The big energy in a small package dog people. The all-night hugs because thunder is scary dog people. The quickest flow just
All right. Trying to keep this together. Kind of precarious at the moment.
Second only to you, dog people. Ready to walk, love, or just play with your dog. Go to rover.com.
There we go.
Rover.com, the dog people.
Next page. Alright, so it looks like we're mating the front of the car
Metal-free custom graphics kit with the purchase of a new Kawasaki Z125
to the
Pro.
main
Visit Kawasaki.com
chassis.
for offer details.
I'm hoping that these wires don't get in the way. Alright, so I mounted the motor. This needed to be clocked. It shows it with these facing, pointing right up, but I might need to reconfigure that. We'll see how it all fits together here. That would be a pain in the butt. I think I'll be okay. Wires don't interfere with this chassis brace too much. Cool.
In Houston on FS1, I'm Jenny
I think we'll be fine.
Jason Anderson with the win tonight. And Jason, all day, the vibe surrounding this place was how good you were riding. And clearly, today was a good day for you. Tell me why it was such a fit and what we can expect from you as you're the points leader.
Yeah, you know, second round points lead, you know, it's amazing. And that race was tough for me, but at the same time, I felt good all day. And just excited to come out with the win. You know, it's you know, I feel good. I'm riding good. You know, I'm thankful that you know I have these opportunities to you know keep achieving my goals. And heck, you know, I just really want to keep staying up here and keep battling for this championship. That's what I've worked for all year. So we're gonna keep doing it. And you know, you got Kenny hot on my tail. Sucks Marvin fell, but Barsha, Seeley, they're all riding good. So I'm just excited to put this Rockstar Energy Racing Husqvarna in the points chase, and hopefully we can bring it down to Vegas.
All right, thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
Guys?
Well, he has really found his stride coming into the season. And Roxon, it's just got to be a matter of time, Jeff. If he stays healthy, the way he's battling right now, it's just a matter of time before he gets that first win of the year.
Yeah, I mean, Roxon's still trying to get fit and get strong. And I mean, after what he's been through, I mean, having a fourth and a second here to start the opener.
Trying to get this to line up, guys.
Really like Weston Pike's riding too. That's
What
two
am I
top
seeing
fives
here?
to begin the year for him as we go back to Jenny.
Well, Ken, it's nice to see you up here on the podium with the second place, and to bring up the year it has been a year tomorrow since your last podium.
Okay.
So to think
So this
that
is
you're
on
back up here,
backwards,
what
I
you've been
see.
through, how did you build tonight on your
Upside
performance
down.
compared to last week? How are you still growing and kind of coming back to your ways?
It's simply just with time, but where I have the most fun is going out here with my team. You know, we're before the heat race, we're in the tent and everybody gets excited. It is so much fun to work as a group, because every single individual out there work their tail off. They work day and night, and the fun we have going down to the line, and I'm so glad to be back on the team. And
You know what I
just
think
doing
I
our
did
thing, and we're
here?
getting excited. We're having a lot of fun. We're getting
This is
better.
on upside down.
That's really all that matters. So
Okay.
for me, the fun factor of the team,
No big deal.
for me to deliver them a podium, our first podium of the year, is incredible.
All right, well, you can tell you're having fun, so congrats.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching.
Well, Jenny, we have shaken the points up big time here tonight. Marvin Muscat goes from the points lead to 10th, 23 points out. Anderson takes it over. Roxon jumps up 2 spots. He's tied with Barsha now. Jenny, they are 7 points behind Anderson as we head back to Anaheim.
Well, Justin, you told me earlier that it was awkward being on the podium last week because it had been so long. All right, so back to back. How does this one feel? And in terms of the aggressive Bam Bam style of riding that we saw tonight, is that back?
Well, it was clean, aggressive racing, not so much Bam Bam. You know, we were all dicing it up, but can't thank my whole Monster Engine Niche Yamaha guys enough. They did a great job tonight. My star Scott, Ryan, my mom, dad, my fiance Amber, just everyone around me. We've all been working super hard. Tonight showed that it wasn't a fluke last weekend, and I kind of let that one slip away from me again. Need to figure out the middle of the race a little bit, but all in all, Dirtworks guys did a great job on track tonight. It's pretty gnarly, and my dog tires are looking good out there.
All right, well, it's good to see you up here. Thank you.
Next week, back to Angel Stadium of Anaheim, January 20th, Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, live on FS1 as we drop the gate on round number 3. And Jeff, the story of the night coming in was Eli Tomac, and then it shifted to Marvin Muscan, and what a wild story these first 2 weeks have been.
Yeah, this mistake here out of Marvin, just it's got to be so frustrating for him. I mean, he was the man to beat. He looked really comfortable last week. He looked a little less comfortable earlier today. Now he finds himself with the shoulder injury and misses a race, and who knows what the prognosis will be, and if we'll see him again next week.
There we go.
2 of the
absolute top title contenders coming in from the off-season and both unable to compete here tonight. And now as we move back to Angel Stadium,
starting to come together, guys.
You see on the podium are 1, 2, and 3 in the championship. Been a great night of racing here in Houston for Juliana Daniel, Jenny Taft, Daniel Blair, my buddy Jeff Emig. I'm Ralph Shaheen. We sure hope you've enjoyed the racing here tonight in Houston. Congratulations to the big winner of the day.
Oh, Supercross is over, guys. For the one person watching. Now nobody. That's okay. I don't do it for you. It's for me.
Where we started, U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The crowd is ready to rock as 14 of Monster Jam's most intense athletes are prepared for battle and ready to roll. Losi and Lucas Oil Crusader returns to defend his title from the season opener as racing winner, and Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger return as freestyle winner. Who will be our event champion? You'll find out next. Welcome to Monster Jam, the larger-than-life sport that always leaves you entertained. It is our final stop in 2017.
Oh, no.
We're at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Ryan Lacoste alongside Camden Murphy. 14 of the best athletes in Monster Jam are here, and it's like...
Did that guy just call monster truck driver athlete? Whoa, that's a stretch. That is a stretch. I don't think so. Right, we're not doing that yet.
Look at this lineup. Man, you can't leave out comment. 11-time World Finals champion is part of this lineup. It is going to be a great show. Adam Anderson in Gravedigger has 4 World Finals championships and 4 event championships this year, and points are on the line for each of our events. Absolutely. The racing competition, bracket style, like everyone loves here in this stadium. Then leading into our arena stuff for the stadium. And we'll close the night out with freestyle. We'll get 14 points going to each event. We're 13 to second, and so on the first race, it would be Mohawk Warrior and Bryce Kenny taking the easy win over Corey Russell and Graves with some transmission issues. Yeah, that's big for Corey there.
Okay. We're
Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger coming
a couple screws to go underneath. See, it's really starting to come together here, guys. The main chassis and the front end attached.
Yeah, but you still can't leave out his brother, Adam Anderson, being just as fast as him. It's a 20.095 for Adam Anderson and Gravedigger in the first round of racing, taking the win over Wonder Woman. Adam Anderson now 25-13 in racing. For the first time this year, Leo O'Donnell and VP Racing Fuels Mad Scientist goes head-to-head against Gas Monkey Garage and BJ Johnson, and it's a 19.365 for the VP Racing Fuels Mad Scientist. And they're getting faster and faster. I'm absolutely loving it. Lucas Oil Crusader, Lindsay Wynn, and in stadium racing this year, the best continue to get better. And Top Leduc and Mutant Super Soda in the 19-second bracket here, beating out Tom Metz and Max D. Last time Tom Metz was here, Max D was the first weekend we opened, took the racing win on the Sunday show, but it won't be his day today. 19 seconds. Those are the times that you want to keep up with here in the next round of racing. So some of the other athletes have some work to do. Avenger will go against Great Clips Mohawk Warrior in round 2. Son of a Digger will go head-to-head with Gravedigger. Brutus takes on the VP Racing Fuels Mad Scientist. And Lucas Oil Crusader will go up against...
Nothing binding in there, and the steering, nice. It would be great if those were aluminum, like I said earlier. But no such luck. Okay. So that's that. Now we got to attach our links. What do they want? They want a 1509, 16 millimeter, M3, There we go. Those. Washer. And nut.
Semi-final round of racing. Up next from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, it is Adam Anderson against his brother, the reigning World Finals racing champion, Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger.
This is definitely a North Carolina rivalry, but a house rivalry too. The brothers up against each other. Let's see how they take it off the line.
Ryan Anderson has had a red-hot year in racing. 11 final round race appearances. We'll see if he can make it number 12 tonight. 39-8 in racing. Can he make it 40 wins this year?
Oh man, now he's a little wide there, taking a nice close back to the car, but he's staying. They're both still wide. Ryan is killing around the corner there and all the way across the line, but it looks like Adam might have got it. A little too close.
Slow and steady won the race around the turn there. Adam Anderson in Gravedigger with a 19.450. Tonight, not Ryan Anderson's night in Son of a Digger for that racing championship. So let's get his thoughts on that last race.
Man, it was one of those things, I took the turns nice, but I did not take the fastest route. My first pass, I was on it. I did exactly what I wanted to do. The last time, I know Adam's fast. A lot of time he beats me, and I wanted to go extra fast. Well, that made me go a little bit deeper in the turn than I wanted to. So I just didn't take the fastest route, and he was there. He got me. But like I say, if I'm going to lose to anybody, I'd rather be my big brother. So it's not that bad, but there is one kind of little bit of salt to it. Is if I would have won that race, I would have matched my previous record of 40 racing wins in one season. Nobody else has done it, and I was getting ready to match it. But, hey, at least I got 39, so it was a good year, no doubt, for Son of a Digger. But tonight, Adam's night.
Salt Bay putting a little salt on the moon. 39-9 this year for Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger in racing. Up next from Columbus, Michigan, Brad Allen and Brutus, member of Team Scream, against the World Finals freestyle champion, Leo Donnell, and the VP Racing Fuels mad scientist.
Yeah, he's always known for some good racing, and coming from the off-road racing background, he's keeping it nice and close to the car, getting it really tight through the corner too. Bruce is getting a nice momentum across the jump.
Leo Donnell, the event champion the last time we were here in February, and in the lead right now over Brad Allen and Brutus, Leo Donnell, the VP Racing Fuels mad scientist, going to the semi-final round of racing with a 19.544. And up next, representing the team out of Tacoma, California, it is Todd LeDuc in the Mutant Super Soda Monster Jam truck, who is 29-14 coming into tonight against Lindsey Wink and Lucas Oil Crusader, representing the great state of Indiana. Lindsey Wink 33-8 in racing coming into tonight. These are two of the best going head-to-head right now.
Yeah, looking at the track right now, it's not too tacky, it's not too slick. So sometimes just nice and smooth and steady wins the race. But Lindsey's way out there right now, so he might lose a little bit of ground on top.
He's got a slight lead though over Mutant, and your winner moving to the semi-final round of racing is
All right.
Lindsey Wink and Lucas Oil Crusader.
All your steerage linkage connected to the front. Take a look at that.
5 and 8 in racing. So here's our semi-final round.
Getting closer step by step here. Looks like our servo is going to be coming into play next.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be good. Adam has been doing it so well in racing, so I'm really interested to see how this track's going to play it out too. But it's great. Out here in this round.
Adam Anderson in Gravedigger has 9 final round appearances.
I think I'm missing a screw up here.
For his first in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, compared to last year, you would
Yes,
think
I am.
a totally
Okay.
different driver in the truck right now, but he needs to catch up to Adam Anderson in Gravedigger.
Adam Anderson does not make mistakes, and when he does, they're so small, and he capitalizes on them so well, and it looks like he's taking the win.
Ooh, Bryce Kenny making a final push there, getting close to being on the ragged edge, and it's a 19.428 for Adam Anderson in Gravedigger, who looked like may have had some instant like an issue going into that final turn there. But now we're going to find out who he faces in the final round of racing. Will it be Leo Donnell, the VP Racing Fuels mad scientist, or Lindsey Wink and Lucas Oil Crusader, who has the second best racing in record in racing in 2017?
We have two legends here going head-to-head. I'm excited to see where they're going to lead right now.
And the thing too, they're best friends off the track, but when they're on the track, it's game on. And right now, it is game on for Lindsey Wink and Lucas
All right.
Crusader, who have
Pop open my aluminum steering servo here. I should say steering servo. My servo arm. Probably one of the best upgrades you could do to any RC. If you don't, doesn't come with it, get an aluminum servo horn.
racing with 14 points on the line towards the overall event championship.
Stay tuned for more racing action on FS1.
here's my servo.
Who knows what I'll get into? A day without a walk is a sad day for your dog. But now you can make your dog's day with WAB, the on-demand dog walking app. Get a WAB-certified walker to walk your dog at a moment's notice. WAB walks are insured and bonded. And WAB walkers are very experienced dog handlers who give your dog the affection and attention they deserve. WAB has live GPS tracking and will even tell you where your dog
Stickers.
territory. My dog poop. WAB, the #1 on-demand dog walking app.
Take this cheesy plastic one that comes with it off. Where did my $1 screwdriver go? There it is.
A battle in the north awaits, where the unstoppable meets the immovable.
You're the hunter or you're the hunted. We came here to hunt.
Who will survive and move one step closer?
Pop this off. There we go. Not a bad thing to hold on to just in case. Spare. These go with the horn, stock horn.
As a guy, the problem with Valentine's Day is I don't know what to get her. So every year it's flowers and chocolate. Adorme.com is perfect. You get high quality lingerie she's gonna love. Price is right. You just want
Not gonna need any of that.
sexy stuff, cute stuff, with free shipping and free exchanges. You can't mess it up.
Or any of this.
Adorme.com. You got something she's gonna like, and your Valentine's Day shopping is done.
There's something special this Valentine's Day.
All the different horns that come with a stock servo for whatever application you're putting it on, right? Round one, cross shape.
Oh, that's not you. She also wanted your house. But you use Realtor.com, so you found it before she could. Find your dream home before not you finds it. Realtor.com.
Men, after 40, you have a choice.
Okay, so it's time to start assembling this stuff here. Here's our servo horn. We want to install our ball stud, and I'm going to Loctite that, of course.
While other insurance companies just see a house, State Farm sees the home you've worked really hard for. So why not give it the protection it deserves? State Farm.
Go.
Minneapolis, Minnesota, US Bank Stadium for the final Monster Jam of 2017. I am Ryan Lacoste alongside Pirates Cruise driver Camden Murphy, ready for our final round of racing. And here is
Little linkage arm here. Just pops right in. Use a little mechanical advantage.
It seems like Minneapolis every year, it kind of seems like the best of the best are here. It makes it like a World Finals event for us. So go here and win like it did last year would be huge for our local solo team, and we know it's going to be great freestyle runs here. Everyone's gunning for it. We got nothing to lose. You know, go for it all and hopefully take the trophy home.
Not only did he win here in Minneapolis last year, but he also went on to win the FS1 East Series Championship.
The other side is going to pop on the other ball that we assembled back here. Pretty simple. But you really don't want to set your servo horn up unless the servo is powered up, so that it's at dead center and you can fine tune your trim. So I may leave this off for now.
Given out tonight towards the overall event championship for winning that round of racing. Let's hear from tonight's racing winner in Minneapolis.
We call it a redemption project. Adam, last year in this building, you lost to Lindsay in the semifinals. You get some redemption tonight. How does that redemption feel behind the wheel of Gravedigger?
You know, it feels great to be back here in Minneapolis, not only to take those guys out, bring out my little brother along the way, take him out of the game, and to go all the way to the finals and take home a win. This is my last ride in this truck here. This is Gravedigger number 32. We're going to knock it out of the park tonight. I have no worries. I don't care about it. We got a brand new waiting at home, one waiting at home. I'm just feel sorry for this thing in freestyle tonight.
So you get 14 points already. You were in the lead for the overall event championship. You have 2 more competitions left. Up next is the Great Clips Two-Wheel Skills Challenge. You talked about the track being a little tacky for racing. Does that have anything to do with what you can pull off in two-wheel skills?
Absolutely, that makes it perfect. And that's one of the most exciting things about Monster Jam this year is that two-wheel competition. I cannot wait for it. I'm super excited. It's not boring, man. You're not going to go out there and you're not allowed to just do a wheelie or do a donut, whatever the case may be. We're going to rock the house, and there's probably going to be somebody that's going to crash.
Yeah, so as I go through this build, I'm probably going to end up having to take off the horn once I actually power up the ESC to get it to center. But for now, I suppose it's just as easy as taking out 4 screws. Basically, it's going to go like that. Get it in the shot here, that might help.
Oh man, the input shaft decided to let go. I was up on that converter, man. I was ready to let go. Me and Bryce were talking before the race. We were gonna have some fun out there, and she just revved up, wouldn't go. So
Now let's get some highlights of the brand new two-wheel competition.
All right, and then we need some more screws to attach it. Washers. And make sure we use the right one. 910 is a 14 mil. Come on. Nope, this is 11. This has to be it. Yeah.
Taking the win in the two-wheel competition, not tonight though, with a 6.642, and this really tests your ability to perform with a 12,000-pound machine.
That it does. Bryce Kenny there trying to pull off a little bit of a style lead, but just didn't quite get it all the way straight up and down, which is really hard, really tough on these trucks.
Todd LeDuc in the youth Monster Jam truck has won many two-wheel competitions this year at 8.328 on the bicycle, kicking out the back end. On the lid. Almost pulling back out of it there. And that's alright. It was actually pretty cool.
Come on, dude.
Oh, sending it sky high. Oh, that was interesting. That's a little different.
4.872 for Team Hot Wheels Firestorm. Corey Rummel and Rage returning for the two-wheel competition. And a 7.698 for Rage. Getting a little wild there. And up next, our event champion here in February and the reigning Monster Jam World Finals champion, Leo Dowdle, and the VP Racing Fuels mad scientist.
Looks like he's setting up for a popper here. It's gonna be nice and steady. It's all about getting about half throttle to make it nice and smooth hit. Let's see if that's what he's about to pull off here.
Looks comfortable right now. Sets it on the front to BKT tires, and he's walking it out right now. The US Bank Stadium. Woo! Almost ended up on the lid.
Almost. The truck started to tilt just a little bit to one side, but he did it just right. He was a little bit aggressive with it, but hey, you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
I heard the crowd roar. That has to be good for scores at JudgesZone.com. Remember, you get 2 hits in our two-wheel skills competition. 14 points going to our winner. Here's Lee's second attempt. Sets it back up on the front. BKT tires, and he's got control of it.
Yes, there it is. So smooth, nice and easy.
Whoa!
Over on his lid.
Ran out of room, but you can hear the roar of the crowd, and the scores show it. Your winner in the two-wheel competition is Leo Dowdle in the VP. 14 points of the night by winning our two-wheel competition, and that puts Leo Dowdle in the lead. Ahead of Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. Leo Dowdle was the overall event champion here in Minneapolis in February. So let's hear from our reigning Monster Jam World Finals.
You know, you watch the other guys go before you, and it's such a blessing to
Just getting them 95% of the way in. Try not to break my bit.
Just pop it up on top, and it was pretty sweet. And I'm like, oh, this is nice.
And the hood broke off, and I'm like, well, you know what? It's gone anyway. The hell with it. So look around to the other side, and I'm like, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Got to get that other piece to pop in there. I'll use needle nose if I can. Don't want to break that part.
It just kept going more and more, you know, to the front side, and there's nothing you can do, you know. So it's just stab the brake and let her eat.
14 points remain for tonight's overall event championship. Who will walk away victorious? Find out as Monster Jam Freestyle starts next.
There we go. Linkage attached. Nice. I hear that servo churning in there. Awesome.
Sunday, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on FS1.
Shave butter by Dollar Shave Club is going to change your life. Well, the shave part of your life. Try shave butter and a razor at dollarshaveclub.com.
Look. This is the new house we just bought. This way Daddy will make his famous waffles. If you have a bad dream, you can come out of that. Your mom's know.
Okay. And rear brace going in.
It's already worth more. High five. Thank you. There it is.
You're not just looking for a house. You're looking for a place for your life to happen. Zillow.
Meet Dave. Dave likes to keep things casual. Today, Dave learned something John already knows.
All right.
Sometimes life really
Two
does matter. And not every shirt
of our bigger bolts here.
Simply put, Dave should get an untucking. But for now, you better keep his shirt tucked in. Untuck it. Shirt's designed to be worn untucked.
Will I continue to do that? Use our drill.
Farm sees the home you've worked really hard for.
In 1 week, I spent $300,000. Download the app and sign
Right.
up today. We'll give you $10 just for joining. And now, we'll match your first deposit up to $2,500.
I think I'm going to call it quits after I install this part for the night. Almost an hour and a half of build here. It's been fun. We'll definitely be back tomorrow as I have the day off.
You keep on eating, we'll keep it coming. All you can eat riblets and tenders at Applebee's. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
Welcome back to US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Camden Murphy, driver of Pirates. Now, we're constantly evolving.
All right, so we have this top part here. This has to do with putting the cage or the roll cage on, I'm sure, and it's also a chassis brace for the back. But we're starting to come together here, guys. We have at least our motor and our ESC installed. The front and the front of the truck has been installed on the main chassis part here. We installed the rear bulkhead on the back today. Did our battery tray. Mounted up our transmission and motor that we assembled yesterday. And we are making progress. Still on E-bag. Next would be E9. I think I'm going to, like I said, continue that tomorrow. So thanks a million, guys. It's been a ton of fun. Thank you for tuning in, especially if you were live. Keep tuning in because I will be continuing this. I think I'll do the whole thing live, Maybe not the paint. I'll make a video for that. But I really appreciate everybody watching, and let's get this Rock Ray on the trail. All right. Thanks a ton, guys. Cheers.